From Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1808. It's a pottering around type of day. And you're probably going, a what? A pottering around type of day. This is when we just potter around. So pottering around is just wandering around, doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of something else, and just no real plans, but you know stuff needs to get done, and you just move around and do a little bit here and a little bit there. I have no idea where the term came from. It's something I've always grown up with, so maybe I should look that up for you. So we had a good day. We had a nice walk this morning. It was only 91 degrees Fahrenheit, which for my Kiwi friends is in the 30s Celsius. Actually, I have no idea. 91 Fahrenheit to see. It is 33 degrees Celsius. So we're wandering around in that this morning. It was actually quite a pleasant morning. There were people out playing the disc golf, and we were out walking at like 6:30 this morning, a little later than normal, but hey, we were out there and having fun. Came home, watered the grass, got that. It's actually looking pretty good today. I do have to mow it tomorrow. Yeah, it's scraggly. I just need to clean it up a little bit and spray some of the weeds. We're supposed to be getting thunderstorms now, but all I see is sunshine and blue skies. I have no idea what the clouds look like that way or that way, but I know that way they must be clear if we've got sunshine, because that's west behind me. So we did our little pottering around thing and started working on clearing the space where I want to put the bookcase, the shelving up for my DVDs. And I have started to assemble them. Yes, I have started to assemble them. And it's sort of like, well, this is going to be pretty easy. So we'll see how that goes. But I am so happy with these that I went and each cube has a weight capacity of 30 pounds. And I'm like, wonder if that would take books. So I have actually ordered a second set, again at the discounted price. It's already a discounted price, and I get a 10% off coupon. So by the time they add the tax back on, it is less than the advertised sale price. I love that. So that's meant to be delivered sometime between 5 and 10 tonight. So I'm really stoked, and that means that once I get this one up and I get all the DVDs out there, then I can work on clearing some of the boxes out of the room behind me and putting them into these new bookcases. But I have decided I'm not going to do the 3 across and the 6 high. I'm actually going to go 6 across if I have the space, and then go 3 high. And if I don't have enough space to go 3 across, 6 across, I'll go 5 across, and see how that goes. Because I've got the black metal bookcase up there, so whatever the distance is from there to the outside wall, the front wall, that's the space that I have. So I figured, maybe I'll just go 6 wide and 3 high and see how that goes. If I had to go 4 wide, it'll be a little uneven, but we'll get it there. 4 wide, 4 high, and then 2 of them will be 5 high. So we'll work it out. Maybe I'll just do the stepping one. Actually, I might just do the stepping design with that one. The thing with cubes is that you can configure them how you want. So I may even do a stepping, but I don't want to go too high with books on there. And then I have to watch the weight of the books. So some books weigh more than others. It depends how many pages are in there, the type of page used. But they say typically the average book, I actually found a site that had a listing of weights for the actual book, a typical book. And I was like, well, how much does a book weigh? And so their guideline is you can roughly suggest that the average weight of a book typically falls within 1 to 2 pounds. However, it can vary. So like a paperback, you can get 6 to 12 ounces, which is not a pound, because 16 ounces is a pound. Trade paperbacks, 8 to 16 ounces. Hardcovers, 1 to 3 pounds. Coffee table books, 2 to 10 pounds. Textbook, 2 to 6 pounds. Comic book, around 22 ounces. Graphic novel, 8 ounces to over a pound. And children's picture book, 5 to 16 ounces. And I figured, okay, all of my coffee table books that I have, the bigger ones, they're going to go on the middle bookcase. They're going to stay there. So I might have to reorganize. But my textbooks and my coffee books, those will stay on the middle. They will go on the middle bookcase, and then I can put all my paperbacks and some hardbacks on the other one. So I'm kind of excited. But I thought, 30 pounds, and even if I put however many hardbacks I can get across, I'm still well under the 30 pounds. So I'm like, we'll be good. So I'm excited about that because I have been so wanting to get into those boxes in the room behind me, but I haven't been able to because I've had nowhere to put the books. So now I'm going to have somewhere to put the books. I'm like, yes. So that's next weekend's task. This weekend, DVDs. Next weekend, books. I also had a really cool meeting with a very dear friend today talking about this idea that I've come up with. And she had some really good input to put in there and says, well, you do realize that you can also do this. And I'm like, no. She says, why is that not? And I was talking about how I came up with some of the concepts in this thing. And she turns around and she says, well, why is that not in there? And I'm like, oh yeah, it could be, couldn't it? So it was really good to get another person's opinion, to hear what the idea was, to walk them through the mind map, hear what the idea was, and for them to turn around with a fresh set of eyes and turn around and says, well, what about this? Or what about that? And do you realize you can do this? And, oh yeah, I was reading here or listening to blah, 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 blah. And they said did it. And I'm like, ooh, we could incorporate that. So she came up with some really cool ideas. And then she says, so what are you going to do next? I says, I don't know. I said, I don't even know where to start. So I said, I just really don't know where to start with this idea. And so she gave me an idea on where to start. And so that's where I'm starting. I figured, right, that's my starting point. But yeah, it was a really cool process. And we just had a really good time with this project and talking about other things as well. And then after that, when did I have lunch? Did I have lunch? Yeah, I did have lunch today. Suddenly thought, have I eaten today? And so then I've gone back into pottering around, getting rid of all the recycling, because I tend to build up the recycling in the kitchen but underneath the island. Well, I had to clear that so I could move the bookcase over there that had been sitting where I'm putting the DVD cases. So that all got cleaned out. Like we cleaned out all the recycling that was there. I just put boxes there and just collect it all. And then I throw everything into the recycling bin, but I do have to break the boxes down. So got all that done. Got everything cleaned, swept, washed the floor, everything for new stuff going in. And found out that my island is not exactly square. Either that or my bookcase is not. Because the island comes down here and the bookcase is like this against it. And I'm like, isn't that interesting? So maybe the bookcase is not square, but the bookcase looks like it's sitting level. So maybe it's the back of the island. I don't know. I don't care. The bookcase has been moved into place underneath the island there, since I don't have high stools to sit up at the island. I eventually know where I want that bookcase to end up. I just can't put it there right now. It meant moving more boxes, and I really don't know where I'm going to put those boxes. So, because there's stuff that I'm not able to unpack because they're pictures that hang up on the walls, and unless I have the landlord's permission, I'm not allowed to put anything on the walls. So, no, just one of those things. So anyway, but it's been a very productive, even though I've been pottering around and doing a little bit here, a little bit there. I even did some work today too. Did some work for a client today, so that got done as well. So like I said, it's been a very mixed day, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So when you potter around, are there certain things that you like to do? Yes, so there's certain things. Oh, there it is. I lost my little fiddly thing. It's broke. It's supposed to be able that you can twist in that, but it broke. Yeah. And it will clip for a while, but it's actually, and that one's actually going to stay there this time. Interesting. So yeah, do you like to potter around? What sort of things do you like to do when you potter? I like to, it gives me time when I'm pottering around. It's sort of like, oh, I feel like I might go read a book. So I go and sit down and might read a chapter or two, and I'm like, okay, I'm done reading. Now what can I do next? And so, yeah, that's just, there's a piece just came off that. Okay. And that's sharp. Let's toss that whole thing. There we go. Yes, I do. Got my fiddly box. I have to fiddle or doodle. So, what do you think? There was one point there I thought, I'll just go sit and read for a little bit. So I went and read one chapter and I was like, okay, I'm done with my reading now. Now what can I go do next? And just what else needs to be done? Oh, I've got to empty the dishwasher. Actually, I still have to empty the dishwasher. But it's all clean. So that's a good thing. I just have to empty it and put everything away. So that'll probably be a task I will do before we go for a walk. So that's basically all we've been doing today. We've just been pottering. And pottering is I like pottering because pottering, you actually, when you look back over what you've done over the day when you've been pottering around, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you actually get quite a bit accomplished. Like I got all the recycling taken out. I had some boxes that were sitting in the back room that were in the room behind me that were empty that I needed to break down and put into the recycling bin. That's all done. I had the boxes that were sitting underneath the island that were already full of recycling stuff. Took that out, dumped all that, and recycled. So my recycle bin definitely needs to go out tomorrow. Although they're weird here. Surprise. Let me tell you this. So I do my recycling in my recycling bin, put it out on Sunday. It goes out on Sundays for pickup on Monday, along with the trash can. And but then all of a sudden I will get something stuck to my recycling thing saying, we're restarting this recycling. We're restarting recycling. And I'm like, what do you mean? And there'll be times I'll be sitting here and the trash guy will come out, the trash truck will come along, and my bins sit outside my window here so I can see them. And sometimes the trucks will pick up both bins. And I'm like, hang on, we're supposed to be recycling all that. No, they have seasons here. And I don't know about anywhere else, but I'm surprised. We have seasons of when they actually pick up recycling versus, when they have two trucks going around, one for recycling, one for trash. And every now and again, I haven't figured out the cycle yet. I get a sticker slapped on top of the recycle one. We're restarting the site recycling program. Here's what you can recycle. And I'm like, okay. Obviously, we had stopped the recycling program, but you didn't tell me. So I split everything into recycling and non-recycling and put them both out. And sometimes one truck picks up both, and sometimes two trucks, one for recycling, one for trash, comes along. I don't know what cycle we're in right now. I have no clue. But anyway, just the little things that you notice. So we are, hey, you didn't say hi? Zeph. There's nothing out the window. She's doing her, I am paying attention to you, but I'm showing that I am not paying attention to you mode. Like she'll move her eyes to look at me, but not the head. She doesn't want to look like she's paying attention to what's being said. So if I just said we're going to go for a walk. Oh, she heard. She heard. Anyway, that's it. I'm out of here for the day. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling day. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey,